This is what we've been working hard for all summer, all fall, and all year.
We're big, we fight, we play hard.
We got chemistry and we got experience.
And you got to do your job, but you got to play hard. Got to have the focus and the energy.
Play harder than the opposing team, have a stronger will.
We worked so hard for this moment.
It would mean the world.
There's only one team that can do it, and it's gonna be us.
It's gonna be us.
It's gonna be us.
That's what it's all about.
Valentine, jumper.
Oh, he's threatening.
It's another great move.
Look at this look.
Costello again. Footwork extraordinaire. Undeterred. Michigan State and Purdue for the Big Ten championship.
Tie. Got it! Unbelievable! Dreams to come true. As good as it gets.
It is Big Ten Championship Sunday in Indianapolis, and two of the hottest teams in the land are about to square off. Purdue, which has won 5 in a row by an average of over 17 points a game, against Michigan State, which has won 12 of its last 13. Playing for the Big Ten title here on Selection Sunday. Hello, friends. Jim Nance, Grant Hill, Bill Raftery, and Tracy Wolfson. We'll worry about the NCAA tournament. This could hinge some few things as far as the number 1 seed. We'll worry about that a little later on. We got a Big Ten tournament title on the line.
How many ACC championships have you won?
Just one.
You just win NCAA championships, huh?
Yeah, two of those.
Well, between us, we have 2 NCAA championships.
Yeah, between all of us.
That's right.
Well, this is a fascinating matchup because you got the big body teams here, the physical presence of both of them. You start with Purdue. A.J. Hammonds, man, did he come to life yesterday?
Unbelievable. When he is aggressive, they are a different basketball team. His understanding of low post play with his back to the basket is sensational. Turnaround jumper, he helps on the defensive end, and obviously the elevation. How about the spin move? Looks like Grant Hill in his heyday, and then the counter.
We're talking about the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year in Hammonds, but the Big Ten Player of the Year, Denzel Valentine.
And he is quite the player. This time of year, your best players have to be at their best, and he is playing great basketball. He does it all. He facilitates, he scores, he rebounds, he diagrams plays in the timeout. He does everything for his team, and he's got to come out, be aggressive, set the tone if they're going to be able to beat a very talented Purdue basketball team.
How about those numbers yesterday? 18 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds. Nearly his 3rd triple-double of the year. AT&T Fast Analysis, Grant.
And Jim, it's great when your best player is also very unselfish. He surveys the landscape, he finds the open shooters, and they knock it down.
Of course, Matt Painter is very intelligent. Go inside early. The footwork is just amazing. He's very talented in that low box area. His ability to go either way, knows where your weight distribution is, turns, finishes, solid inside play.
Again, both of these teams could be big-time threats in the weeks ahead. Purdue figured to be a 3 or a 4 seed. Michigan State perhaps playing for a 1 here today to lock it up. But first, the Big Ten tournament title is on the line next on CBS. CBS Sports coverage of the Big Ten tournament is sponsored by AT&T, mobilizing your world. Buick, proud partner of the NCAA. And by Michelob Ultra, the superior light beer. Back here in Indianapolis, the city that does such a fantastic job hosting big-time events. Right before we get to the tip, let's go over to Tracy.
Thanks a lot, Jim. A.J. Hammond said yesterday he was locked in and focused, but that hasn't been the case for the whole career of A.J. Hammond. Until recently, he really struggled staying engaged. He missed practices. He poorly participated in practice. He missed meetings. But right now, Matt Painter told me he's really matured. He can trust him now. And as a result, he's one of the best players in the country and has Purdue with a chance to win a Big Ten championship. Jim?
Well, Tracy, we can only hope for the kind of game they had back in February 9th in West Lafayette. It went to overtime. An 82-81 Purdue victory in their one matchup this year. As you see the 10 starters on the floor, and you look at these two teams, you're talking about the top two teams in the country when it comes to rebounding margin. Spartans are first. Matt Painter's Purdue Boilermakers are second. Tom Izzo, Mr. March. No one's going to challenge that title.
Well-deserved.
Moniker on Tom Izzo, well-deserved, as his Spartans get ready to start in the Big Ten title game for the 4th time in 5 years.
Jim Nance, Grant Hill. The Spartans go with a bang on the floor.
They Bill Raftery.
And Michigan's man-to-man, protect the boxes and elbows, help on the nail, hard heads on the ball screen. But what are they going to do with Hammonds inside?
Edwards, though, outside, long with the three. Little P.J. Thompson, though, gets the board.
Not known for his rebounding, by the way.
He's leading rebounder in the game so far.
This is a good job forcing a tough shot. Costello's strength. He can move people. They do a better job moving the ball side to side so they can load up in the lane for Hammonds.
And notice early on, P.J. Thompson, the shortest player on Purdue, guarding Valentine, maybe using his foot speed to try to keep him in front of him.
Here's the problem, though. He can post and elevate. There they go again. He's got to shoot that.
That's Harris. And that's Hammonds pulling it down.
Swanigan, they do a great job begging for that bend. A nice denial by Davis.
Swanigan inside is fouled.
It's interesting, the ability to run the floor. Hammonds gets the rebound, Grant. The other power forward runs the floor and ducks in. Good set.
Hold on, Deontay Davis, freshman, and that sends Swanigan to the line. Caleb Swanigan, part of that big front line for Purdue.
And Swanigan with his big body reminds me of a former Michigan State great, Zach Randolph. Uses his position down low, great sealer, great rebounder.
Plus that number 50 gets you to start to think that way too.
That's true.
You know, there's some great similarities there. And freshman is able to hit 1 out of 2. Freshman from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Valentine, really, this is the matchup Painter said he was going to go with.
Clark, an early sub, and gets a quick shot. Fails to convert the 3.
Michigan State does their homework early, banging the dive by Swanigan.
And Swanigan with Clark on him. Fade away, dips down and out. Valentine throws it up ahead to Forbes, his longtime buddy.
And Forbes has to get going, has struggled as of late, but certainly very capable. Outside threat for the state Spartans.
He's got to screen and move to get free. Valentine with a good clean look. The elevation, he can plumb bomb on Thompson.
Well, Valentine had a 27-point game against Purdue in that one matchup with 8 rebounds and 10 assists.
You know, I know you don't work around the house. Plumb bomb is something that Carpenter uses just so you...
Grant, you're talking to me?
I'm Grant. How about this kid?
Hammonds.
Who walked, I thought?
Forbes. And they got a piece of the hand.
Valentine getting open within the offense, just nice and easy from the top of the key. And the best player for Purdue, inside turnaround jump shot from 10 feet. Good defense, but better offense.
Foul on Davis is on the floor, so now Michigan State to inbound underneath.
Costello, nice little move here. He didn't go to the rim, he should have.
Costello sends it back outside to Valentine. Clark, tip, nope. Chased down, and it's Davis who has it for Purdue. Edwards thought about it.
He can shoot it from out there. He's dangerous. I mentioned Davis had a great game against Michigan State early in the year.
Pass wide of the mark. Swanigan, who had turnover issues yesterday, but Purdue able to take care of business with Michigan. Only trailed for a minute in that game.
I'll tell you right now, Michigan State's interior defense is excellent.
Here's Forbes. Loads it up. He came into the week the top 3-point shooter by percentage in the country. He struggled yesterday here too.
And Michigan State teaches inside. Do your work early. Don't let the bigs get positioned down low as Edwards finishes in the paint.
Now they're going to be occupied with the bigs. You're going to be able to dribble drive.
Valentine. Oh, got away with a walk. Swanigan clears it. Up ahead, Thompson is 4-on-2. It's Edwards coming in from the wing, and he banks it home.
Nice job by Thompson, giving it up early. Let the damage occur.
As Purdue team actually has trailed for only a minute in the entire Big Ten tournament through the two games. Never trailed against Michigan. Blowout win against Illinois on Friday was the second largest margin of victory in Big Ten tournament history. And away from the ball, and call is against Michigan State.
Clark with that screen, but the ability to get up and down the floor. The big concern of Matt Painter was the transition offense of Michigan State. How about this though? The angle, on time, able to draw that contact. Little kiss in the afternoon in Indy.
Foul call was on Clark. So Schilling off the bench now for Tom Izzo.
Schilling knows his job now. He's got to muscle up, particularly at low post entry to Hammonds. He does a nice job walking guys up, reads the defensive coverage.
Swanigan trying to show his outside game.
And he's hit that shot this year, but they prefer him to be down on the block, young big fella.
Michigan State prefers him to be outside. That's what he's got to do. Use the dribble. You know he can spot up, shoot for it.
And that's Harris hitting the jumper. Second basket for the Spartans in 8 attempts. Harris, the transfer from West Virginia, set out last year with the transfer, but averaged 17 a game his last season for the Mountaineers.
There's digging down. If he makes it, God bless him. But that's the kind of shot you want to force.
Now the Spartans in a hurry. Nairn to Schilling. Spartans already with 3 subs on the floor. And it's Harris floating. Too strong. Schilling tap. Strong as well.
And that's that presence there. Hammonds down low, protecting the rim.
Valentine resting. The concern of Tom Izzo thought he was fatigued yesterday.
And Hammonds unable to hit the shot.
Nairn with the push.
Got to give Forbes a look here. Davis doing a great job, giving him nothing.
Nice bounce pass and tree, and hammered to the ground. Knocking him to the floor. Schilling. His teams at the start only 5 out of 19 from the field.
I know you played for a coach who didn't really concentrate on defense, Graham, but look at this weak side. Look at this. This is unbelievable. Bad drawing. Of course, I flunked that course. But I just love the way they're sniffing, helping. Harris sort of digging down. And look at this. Tough shot. Defense certainly wins championships. Both of these clubs, pretty good.
And Purdue on their side, protecting the rim. Nothing easy for the Spartans. Although it was a foul there on Swanigan, they're going to be protect the paint against Michigan State tonight.
The foul was on Vince Edwards, so Schilling about to attempt 2. Bracket games are back. I know everyone's going to get involved in that starting this week. Tomorrow's bracket day nationally. Get the CBS Sports app now to set up your group. Invite your friends before the selection show. CBS Sports app now has it all.
The rumor is you fill out a number of them so that you'll be successful.
That's a dirty little secret, but it's true.
Dakota Mathias, a shooter on the floor, can ring the bell. Isaac
Haas is coming in. He's averaging 10 points a game on 66% from the field.
You might call him a big Haas.
Quite a game yesterday as the shot drops for Edwards. Haas yesterday played only 9 minutes, scored 11 points. Showed some good moves down in the post.
Yeah, they may be able to run him a little bit if they get a bad shot or a push off on Forbes trying to cut through. A little frustrated maybe the last 2 days, unable to get going.
And Davis doing a great job of just not giving Forbes any space, definitely pushing off with two hands. He earned that foul.
He sure did. Getting a little blow, gotta relax. He's so important to this team, him ringing the bell. A teaching point.
Backing in on Schilling, flips it through.
How do you stop him?
I tell you, he's been so efficient as of late. Shot at least 50% from the field the last 11 games, but gets the ball in the paint. Beautiful touch, prefers that left shoulder. Going over that left shoulder, does a great job.
He gets 2 feet in the lane, you know, call the emergency board.
In the 2 games here in Indy, Haas averaging 13 points, 10 rebounds. Nairn into the paint, backs away to get away from Haas and delivers the 2.
Nice job penetrating. Both of these clubs are so good defensively. Really got to work on. Here's the dig and scratch.
Short with this one.
Really good backup by Valentine. He popped back out.
Valentine. Schilling goes back out with it.
Tell you what, Davis is all over Valentine.
5 to shoot. Nairn gives it up. Clark, top of the key. No. And look at Edwards, who has 6 points and had a couple of nice rebounds too.
Heck of a defensive trip. But the other way, Haas, little frustrated. Schilling. A little bone-jarring discard by the big guy.
We have a final in the SEC championship game. That one went to overtime. Kentucky and LSU. I mean, I can beg your pardon, Texas A&M, because LSU never did show up, did they?
They did.
But
they did.
Waiting for that score, they saw it. Kentucky wins it, and that's a team that really is getting a stride right now.
I'll tell you what, they are tough. You have guards like they have. There's Lee up front. Good play there by Schilling. Valentine wide open, takes a while.
Here's Valentine. Wade, he hits the 3.
Valentine, I think he's being a little too unselfish, but McQuaid filling it up. He can stroke it.
But Coach, every time Valentine puts the ball on the floor, there are 5 guys converging. Shooters got to make shots.
Nice help here.
Hill gave up the open 3 to Swindon.
You know, McQuaid made a faulty move, and it really set up in motion some great ball movement by Purdue. Schilling can really do a job with the screen because Hammonds is not coming out at all. So give him the screen.
Valentine. Stutter step back over to Schilling, driving in. No call, and flat-footed rebound there for Hammonds.
Davis, I thought, got banged on that. Nice job again by Schilling. These centers have really worked hard.
Over the top, and that's off the fingertips of Hammonds. Doing a good job containing him.
Unbelievable, huh? Denying, making it tough for the bigs.
Michigan State trying to set the record with a 5th Big Ten tournament title, currently sharing with Ohio State 4 titles each. Tom Izzo, the winningest coach in Spartan school history. He explains how the game has evolved and planning for success presented by Northwestern Mutual.
I think the key to having success is realize that the my bads and, hey coach, I made a mistake, those are over now. You know, you've got to do your job each and every play, each and every possession, because there's not a lot of margin for error, and that is a different mentality.
Well, the question is perhaps will this Michigan State team be on the one line? There's been speculation this morning on a lot of the talk shows about the Spartans needing to win to guarantee it. Maybe even with a loss, you know, would it be Michigan State or Oregon as the 4th on the one line?
Yeah, I think if their chances are good with those wins over Kansas, Louisville, early in the year. Then Indiana. There you go. He's got to look for himself.
And Valentine. Well, you know, Kansas and North Carolina are virtual locks for ones, and Virginia seems like it would be on the one line. Villanova probably got knocked off. The 1-2 with its loss to Seton Hall last night.
How about that?
And then Oregon, a lot of people haven't paid attention to them till late. Here's Hammonds working hard, and he gets the basket and one.
Well, you let him settle in there.
He is too good. Superior footwork down there on the block, coach. But I love how he just takes his time, reads the defense. Nice little up and under, didn't walk. Was able to draw the foul.
And you know the key, the deployment, nobody on that side, so you couldn't get down and rake, as I say. Izzo says dig, but terrific understanding, giving him room to work his wonder.
Second foul on Deontay Davis.
I'll tell you what, Michigan State trying to play Purdue straight up in the post. Should be interesting if they make adjustments if Hammonds gets going.
Right. I think they'll stay that way, though. They love to help from the top. Nice dive.
And to Costello.
Make that.
Boy, they missed a lot at the rim. Costello will get the ire of Izzo.
Swanigan. Good shot.
Tough shot. Wallman in there. Back.
What a screen by Costello. Knocked down Thompson. No ball. The other end, Costello lays it in.
And how about him with the ball fake? Stop picking on the little guy, man.
He's not the same player as a year ago, is he?
Oh, he
stepped up.
He has developed his offensive game. Great competitor. Look at him here doing a better job on Hammonds.
I thought that stretch when Valentine was hurt. He was able to step his game up and play better. Swanigan, ill-advised second three-point shot. Got to get the ball inside.
That's what you want if you're Michigan State. You'd rather him out there not banging deep. That was pass not for Costello.
Wallman called for the foul.
And right here, coach, this is Hammond's fault. You have to speak to P.J. Thompson, your guard. Let him know the screen is coming. Can't leave him out there like that. Led to an easy basket for Costello.
Rick Mahorn's in the house. That was one of his screens.
Yes,
You lost a couple of teeth, I think, trying to get around his picks.
I sure did.
Oh, my God. Wes Unseld, the old days, I remember those picks. He got up, call him out.
Edwards. That's Costello getting to the right spot.
A little hold inside as Wallman and Costello made their moves. Wallman's a great story, Jim. Maybe 10 or 11 medical schools accepting him. Incredible.
Out of Wyoming.
Yeah.
Comes to Michigan State, not on a basketball scholarship, on an academic scholarship. That foul was on Hammonds. His first.
Good help by Haas. Nice.
Tell you what, they're following the scouting report.
They are.
Moving forward, any life.
Look at this defense. 3 seconds by Lee.
Harris put up the shot, short. Purdue.
Well, both these coaches do a great job on the defensive end. Look at the help from the top.
Nice. The big kid from Alabama. How many teams can bring in this kind of talent at 7'2" off the bench?
Boy, that is one of the old NBA front lines. They don't have them anymore, but
right. Harris. And Klein is there for the Boilermakers.
you can shoot it. You got to be careful.
Edwards smash into the hole. On the floor, Haas.
Look at this kid. Costello.
This is where Michigan State has to thrive in transition.
Ooh, Haas may have had the ball, too. Pretty good defensive battle thus far.
in this game. You see the Boilermakers have not hit a shot from three. Boilermakers have won the battle of the bench 31 of 33 games this year, but Spartans with 7 off the line right now. Let's get a little wrapped on round ball.
Oh, the old three-piece are coming back. But once he gets a little touch in here, he's in trouble. But if you can move him out, extricate, you get some help from the top. Also, weak side, force a shot, you get the opportunity to go the other way.
But if there's no help, Hammonds is too good, too strong, and too talented to go one-on-one. He finishes down low against Costello.
I thought it was Raft on round ball. How did you get in there?
Oh, I just had to get. I let the three-piece suit go.
It should be Grant on round ball.
You would not lie to your buddies. Is that suit still in the closet?
Occasionally I bring it out, but usually New Year's I wear that thing.
The second foul on Haas. It's Harris. And a reminder, tomorrow on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, don't miss John Oliver. Plus Jordan Spieth. And it's tomorrow, then Tuesday, Steve Martin. Join Stephen, only CBS.
Yeah, free throw and loose balls are really going to be big in this game. This is a bone-jarring defensive battle. Anything loose is going to provide some separation.
I just love the multiple sets that they have Purdue to get the ball inside.
And what a nice counter defensively, though. Really stood up, Hammonds.
Thompson going to create something here. Takes the shot instead. Nice rebound. Look at Ellis.
How about that?
In between Edwards and Hammonds.
Hammonds dove to the rim and a grab. Wallaman didn't want to let him go. Got away with it.
And right now, Izzo trying to buy time with Valentine on the bench.
Perez short with the shot.
He felt that he was tired.
And let's get a report on the Spartans from Tracy.
Well, Jim, Tom Izzo said in that last huddle a lot about ball movement, but he also spent some time alone with his senior leader, Denzel Valentine, and then he turned to the team and he said, if our best players don't play, we're in trouble. Jim?
Oh, Tom Izzo
laying it out there, huh?
Trying to get his big performance.
He's afraid of hurting these kids verbally.
Sliding.
Again, force a tough shot to his offhand. Look at Schilling.
Wow, there we go. How about that?
Well, they've got to get that going. You got to run these big guys.
Did you say Izzo was afraid of offending his guys?
It was a tongue-in-cheek comment.
Okay, I wanted to make sure.
No, he doesn't worry about mincing words.
But it's not personal. That's what you love about
exactly.
Izzo.
Hammonds lowers the shoulder, side of the basket.
Great job by Schilling.
This is where Michigan State needs to get out and transition.
Schilling underneath, they wrap it around back outside.
Got to make it a track meet,
They do, and that's all because Schilling ran the floor for the rebound. Wallaman.
How about that move?
Hey, doctors normally don't work on Sunday. Wallaman.
Bighorn, Wyoming. 6-point run by the Spartans.
Schilling played great defense, and he sprints to the rim. Hammonds can't cover him. Extraordinary athleticism with the catch. Unbelievable push. How about this?
I love it. Michigan State getting out of transition. Schilling, and of course then Wallaman, the best pre-med student in the Big Ten, finishing in traffic. Michigan State feeling good right now about how they're playing here in this final game in the conference tournament.
And you play this many days in a row, you need a bench. And boy, has Tom turned, and they have responded.
And they've done it with Valentine on the bench, although he's checked back in now.
They've gone 11 players deep, in fact, in this first half.
Hammonds doing a lot of screening. Eventually, he's going to get to that low area. Good job. Footwork by Schilling. Magnificent. That is hard work. Paying attention to detail.
Davis trying to drop down low. You know, Davis was such a factor in that first meeting, and he hasn't even attempted a shot in this one.
And Coach, defensively, interior-wise, you can't diagram that. That's just heart and hustle, doing everything you can to make the bigs frustrated. No easy passing lanes for Purdue inside.
Purdue has missed its last 5 from the floor. Here's Davis. He had 19 in the first half. In the first matchup. And finally, it gets an attempt. And it was way out there.
Schilling's got to keep Hammonds busy, I think. Get him out there, can't block shots. Little dive to the rim now. High five there, the ball screen and replace. Forbes just can't shake his guy. There you go.
Forbes. And Clark back outside. Valentine.
That's when you're most vulnerable. Offensive rebound. Get the puppies organized.
And right now, Purdue needs to just calm down, execute their offense, get the ball inside, make sure they get a high percentage shot on this possession.
Last 9 to Michigan State. And Purdue's been scoreless for over 4 minutes.
Actually, the pressure on the ball has really helped the post guys, too.
Throw it in there.
Yeah, they're not. A little cushion there. They know they're not going to shoot it from there.
4 to shoot. Davis cradles it, puts it up, and the basket counts.
Now, they weren't really looking for him to shoot it that trip, but the forceful entry. Pretty nice, huh?
Fouls on Clark, his second. After the Big Ten championship, who's in, who's out, who's playing whom, and when, and where. Get it all first, exclusively the NCAA Basketball Championship Selection Show. Look at the special time. It's up a half hour earlier this year, plus it's a 2-hour show. And then March Madness Bracket Breakdown on in a CBS Sports Network later on tonight. And this is how you guys see it. 2 locks at the 1 with 4 others for 2 spots. Break it down for me.
I would, if Michigan State loses.
If Michigan State loses, I have to go with Oregon. I think Oregon
I agree.
winning the regular season, conference championship, Pac-12.
And then Michigan State on the second line, number 1.
But you got Virginia as a 1.
I got Virginia.
Okay.
Kansas, UNC, Virginia, and the winner, or excuse me, Oregon or Michigan State. And then I'm thinking Oklahoma, Villanova, and West Virginia on that second line.
Time. And that basket counts. You know what's interesting about North Carolina winning last night? Now most people figuring will be the 1 seed in the East. And with Villanova losing, and they'll probably be the 2 right behind them, you would think. Well, that means North Carolina, with its win, if it gets all the way then to the regionals, in the regional final, it could be playing against Villanova in Philadelphia for the right to go to the Final Four. That'll be...
Well, they share the tickets.
Right.
There won't be much influence. Every pretzel vendor will be there. Nice. Once again, running the floor. You missed, but that's what Costello puts pressure on the bigs. This is tough on Hammonds going up and down like this. Wallerman's got the assignment now.
Matthias.
Look at Wallerman now. Great job.
Getting a lot of minutes because of his play.
I think he's going to be an orthopedic surgeon. He gave him a hip check.
Look at Costello lead Matthias.
And look at Hammonds, though. He never got to the three-point line, Jim.
Purdue has to slow it down here, become methodical, throw the ball inside, execute. I want to get into this up and down with Michigan State.
Here's Hammonds.
Solomon just played great. That time it was Costello, excuse me.
Hammonds 2 for 7 from the floor. Outside, Ellis is open. Popped a couple yesterday. Got one today, too.
What vision by Valentine. He knows where all 9 guys are. What a feel for the game.
Double-digit lead with that shot.
When your best player is unselfish, if you run the court hard, you know he will find you. Valentine getting in the paint, finding the shooters. Michigan State knocking it down.
And when the bigs run the floor, caves in the defense, nobody spreads out and plays the wing, and yes, I don't know what the other hand means, but I think he means 3.
Well, Matt Painter talked about transition defense against the Spartans, not letting them get easy baskets. How you do that? You got to be efficient on offense. Right now, Purdue's not scoring. Michigan State is in transition.
No rest for Hammonds, Jim, but he got Swanigan in.
And Purdue has not hit a 3 this game. 0 for 6. 4 made by the Spartans, including that one by Ellis. They brought on the timeout. Here's another attempt from way out. Edwards.
Settle. where they have not gotten one high-low with this extraordinary defense.
That was tough shot.
Problem scoring.
Give credit to Michigan State, making them fight for everything down there.
Swanigan rolls out, and going to be a call against Swanigan fighting for the rebound.
A little frustrated. He made a nice move, but you can just see you must stand up and wall up in that low post. Use that arm. Wallaman has been sensational. Just terrific effort.
The bigs from Michigan State taking on the personality of their coach Tom Izzo, accepting the challenge of Purdue's bigs. You gotta love it.
Valentine
comes up short, but boy, he really is great off the ball. That's double threat.
Here's Hill. Going back out to Edwards.
Well, you had Hammonds, right?
It's a push-off call against Valentine. Will be a 1-1, and coming up at the half, Greg, Clark, and Seth, Doug Gottlieb. They're going to bring you highlights from all of today's conference tournament championship games, plus a little tournament talk, who's in, who's out, coming up on AT&T at the half. First foul on Valentine. Big round of applause for the effort deep off the bench by Wallaman. 1-1.
He's playing so well, he's going to have a lot of new patience.
Well, we were talking about the Kentucky team earlier with its win in the SEC final today in overtime. That's going to be one team when the brackets come out. You do not want to see them in your bracket. They're going to be a 3 or a 4.
Labissiere is coming along. Poitras. I mean, they got some. Mentioned Marcus Lee before. I forget the guards. Murray is just something else, huh? The ball.
Under a minute to go, first half. First meeting, Purdue led by 16 at the intermission before Michigan State came back to force in overtime. A game eventually won by Purdue 82-81. Valentine made that look easy.
It's too easy.
You know, he's got size, no question about it. But you got to put up a stance and keep him out there. Don't want to penetrate.
10 points for Valentine.
Hammonds trying to load up deep. They finally get it to him with a hold before.
Yeah, the hold on Bess.
The ability to put the ball on the deck and be creative. Valentine loves to help others. Always got great vision just in case. How about this little floater? Oh, great understanding. Terrific teammate, excuse me.
Just always seems to make the right play, coach. And he's such a threat to pass. You don't know what he's going to do when he drives into the paint like that.
Don't let him get in there.
That's true. Slide your feet.
Hammonds with 5 points, 5 rebounds, coming off a 27-11 performance against Michigan yesterday.
You know, his performance yesterday helped Tom Izzo sell this defensive scheme, don't you think?
No question.
You've got to make sure you do that homework early, push him off the block.
Is there another big in the country better than Hammonds?
Offensively.
Timeout, Michigan State. Set something up here for the final 11 seconds. Tom Izzo trying to set something up here for this last shot of the half. Trying to lead his Spartans to a Big Ten tournament title for the 5th time, which would be the record.
Such a toughness in him, and then Matt Painter learning under Gene Keady, a lot of toughness there. Jakob Portal comes to mind, by the way, another big.
Utah.
Yeah.
See if Michigan State can get something for for Forbes.
Hill on Valentine.
Look at this, wide open.
And clean block. And it's a 10-point margin at the intermission. Purdue led by 3 at 19-16 with 7 minutes to go. And then the Spartans go 20-7 the rest of the half. It's the biggest halftime deficit all season for Purdue.
Great defense. Michigan State.
All right, Tracy, over there with Tom Izzo. Over to you.
A run there to break it open, but you just looked at me and you said, we're gassed. We're not making our buckets.
Yeah, well, we are a little tired. That's why we're subbing so much. And we've had some strange guys making a lot of baskets. But when we talked early and we're worried about our offense, I still say defense is what's winning it for us, and that's what usually wins in any tournament.
Thanks a lot. Good luck.
All right.
You work with a couple strange guys.
I can relate. 36-26 at halftime. Michigan State leads it. Let's go right now to our studio in New York and to you, Greg Gumbel.
CBS Sports coverage of the Big Ten tournament is sponsored by Infinity, luxury cars that deliver inspired performance. LG, do game day right with LG, official partner of the NCAA, and by Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings Beer Sports.
Just saw a glimpse of the last four tournament champions, Michigan State, then Ohio State, then Michigan State again, then Wisconsin last year. And here are the Subway first half stats. Look at the backcourt scoring in this one. 24-3 advantage. The Spartans had two 9-point runs in that first half. It's a different looking Purdue team than the one we saw yesterday.
Yes, indeed. And you got to give the Spartans credit. They have notched up the intensity on the defensive end. Purdue looks a little rattled out there, Coach.
You know what's interesting? Tom's done it with strange players.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. The bench has done great, but the ability of them to run the ball, I think, has made them a different basketball team. And Purdue getting a little ragged, recovering. You can just see Hammond's in the open floor. He's going to be tested on every trip. The bigs run to the rim. They find him. He's tardy. You pay for it.
Well, the great thing about having bigs that run, they draw defenders, and Valentine, he finds the shooters. Really, the key to the Spartans' success, 12 points from the three-point line and 12 points from those strange guys on the bench.
Yeah, exactly. May not have felt like it, but Valentine put up 10 points, 4 assists, another 3 rebounds. Puts that stat sheet together, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Let's go over to Tracy.
Well, Jim, you guys talked about a transition defense. That was the big sticking point for Matt Painter at halftime. He said, we just need to make our shots to keep them from running. And as for A.J. Hammond, he said he's a little sluggish out there. It's like his energy isn't up, and that's probably because he hasn't made his shots, but he's confident as soon as he hits one, that energy will come back, Jim.
You know, he saw Haas, thank you, Tracy, over there bouncing around. He only had 3 minutes of action in the first half. A little surprised.
And he was, I think, productive. First good look. Ooh, he was really stroking it. Not in the fashion we're used to.
We talk about Purdue's inefficiency on offense. Started the game 9 for 18 from the field. Finished the half 1 for 12. See if they can get it going here in the second half.
A nice play for Forbes, run by Tom Izzo. Nice cross.
Edwards. And Valentine almost stripped it from him. Picks up the loose change and scores.
Well, that was a heck of a defensive trip, too. He didn't give up on the play, Valentine.
Breaks a 4-minute plus span for Purdue. This is the last time they'd hit a basket.
They run that little slice cut to get Valentine posted up. He can elevate here. Nice look.
Great pass.
Instead, dumps it down to Davis.
Well, Hammond's turned and faced the ball, and that's what dribble drives do. A nice little sneak to the rim by Davis.
And a 5th assist for Valentine.
Use him. See how they pressure the ball, makes it now. He has to go 3 feet away and work himself back in.
Thompson decides to get into the act.
And Tom Izzo talked before the game. He was worried about Thompson, who's improved as a shooter. Stepped up and knocked it down with confidence.
That first 3 of the game made by the Boilermakers.
I just love how they run that play.
Inside.
Look at the mismatch inside. Just got to get it on the wing.
Got a mouse in the house.
Swanigan comes over for the double up. 1 to shoot.
Costello with the save. And then a nickel dimer. No frustration by Edwards.
And I tell you what, that was all Costello right there. Not giving up on the play. Giving Michigan State some extra effort there. Shot goes up. Great defense by Purdue, forcing a bad shot by Harris. But Costello, the senior, working hard. on the offensive glass.
Second foul on Edwards. Forbes, floater, banks it in.
Well, let me get him going. A little kiss. He has been struggling, but using the dribble can set up his game.
We're just not used to seeing him miss from three like he has the last 2 days.
They threw a lot of clean looks.
He made 11 threes in a game a week and a half ago.
Too deep.
After round, and Thompson has it.
Well, there's a little more spark right now, I think, at Purdue.
Yeah, and you're seeing it from Thompson.
Yeah.
Hit a three, picked up the loose ball that time.
A little triumph by Costello. I talked about Forbes and his ability to get free. And Grant used to run all those rubs on the baseline. Occasionally, you got to put it on the floor. And fortuitous little look to kiss. Little Lindy.
I ran those rub screens. I couldn't shoot from the perimeter, but Forbes, like you said, has made three or more three-pointers in 20 games this year, but just can't find it from downtown. But let's get the ball in the basket, get closer to the rim.
And that's his first basket made since early stages of the second half against Maryland. Yesterday, Swanigan, though, able to splash the jumper.
Well, does that help the high-low game? Now you've got to get up a little tighter on him.
If you're Purdue, you're feeling okay right now. You're down 7. You had a poor end of the first half, but you got to hang in there, up the intensity. Do it here on the defensive end by getting stops first against Michigan State.
Valentine got past a couple of Purdue players.
It puts it on the floor. We were talking at halftime, Jim. He doesn't look fast, but he gets there. Good body control, always with great vision.
He reads the angles against the defender, uses his size, his great ball handling, his vision. Last year, I thought he turned the ball. He tried to make the home run play a lot of times, forced a lot of turnovers. Now he just seems to always be in control.
Here he is from three.
How about that? That's what's broadened his game. He knows he's got 3 or 4 inches. The little guy unable to really deter.
I think at some point Purdue would put Davis on Valentine, use his size and strength, although he's doing a great job right now on Forbes.
It might be a better match, you're right, with Harris.
Edwards begging for the three.
Hammond's running the floor pretty good.
He's missed all 4 of his attempts from beyond the arc.
He's clever in here. He's got a little hook shot, good drop step. A little Hammond's chug.
And Hammonds didn't have to do that on that particular play. But let's talk about defense. Costello doing what all Michigan State post players do, drive middle, make a decision. Hammonds just too much body. Stay behind him. Don't be overly aggressive. Not a smart play by Hammonds inside.
The second call against him.
Man, here's Haas in the game. I think he should be on the floor a little bit more. He's played decently. I think he can really get low post. Another good look and goodness. Forbes, I think Tom Izzo did the pirouette on the sideline.
Tarishnikov over there.
Oh, my goodness. No music, but effective.
And it's off Purdue. Made a good move, but forgot to take the basketball with him.
Absolutely. So much for my contribution. Come on, Haas. Go to the rim strong.
And now LG presents Duke Game Day Right. And this game day is also Selection Day. It's one of my favorite days of the year. As we draw near 5:30 Eastern Time, don't forget it's a half hour earlier. The countdown is underway to the announcement of the tournament field. I was telling you guys before, I love this sporting event. It's not a sporting event, but it's like for those who love the NFL draft, it's that same kind of high for me.
The anticipation, I think, is incredible, and it touches pretty much the whole country.
Hey, from Hawaii to Stony Brook.
How about
that? We got all kinds of
Don't bring
regions.
up Stony Brook again.
That's right. All kinds of regions represented, and we're going to have pretty soon here on CBS the exclusive first announcement. I love looking down the line to see the potential matchups too. That's all.
Intriguing. And I think a lot of coaches go, oh, why do we have to play them?
That is Clark knocking down the three. I think every coach says that about no matter what the matchup is.
You can't get a break. 26% from 3.
Spartans with their largest lead now. It's 12-13.
Use your size now. Just elevate. Elevate. You're close enough.
There's a freshman, and it rattles out, but we'll have 2 coming up.
Well, that's carte blanche when he's got it down there.
Yes, he does. But talk about three-point shooting. It's all created by Valentine, getting in the paint, You can't leave the corner three shooter, and he knocks it down. Valentine just slicing and dicing and finding his guys, doing it a number of different ways.
In fairness, it's the matchup. Swanigan can't play it. Too far to go.
Wednesday on CBS, when Americans go missing abroad, one team will go anywhere to rescue them. Gary Sinise, Criminal Minds Beyond Borders, premieres Wednesday, 10/9 Central. Only CBS.
Well, that was an unusual delivery, wasn't it?
Fortuitous bounce, too.
Yeah, I'll say.
You look at the likes of Swanigan and Haas and Edwards, the foundation pieces, and of course Thompson comes back at the point. Purdue will have a good team again next year, even though they'll lose Hammonds and they'll lose Davis.
Well, they got an offensive foul. Teaching them how to screen. Because anytime there's a dribble handoff, guys just keep in motion. You know, Matt doesn't have a speed team, and I think they've really utilized what they have extremely well.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think right now this matchup, Swanigan on Clark, you got to take advantage of it. But I'll tell you what, you got to be impressed here with the interior defense.
The other thing, though, Edwards has to bring it down and make that entry. Don't you think?
I agree.
A bad angle, but you're right about the date.
This is a team that shot over 50% from the field 6 games in a row, including one time 62%. But today, Michigan State yielding only 37% to the Boilermakers. This is coming after Michigan State held Maryland to a season-low point total and lowest field goal percentage in the game yesterday of the whole season for the Terrapins. Edwards head fake, driving in, banking it in.
Great move. You know, they ran the baseline rub, but they're not setting their man up, and Hassan's not screening him. To get somebody free, you got to be coordinated.
I love the screen and roll, using Haas, making him slide his feet.
Schilling, and an unlucky bounce out.
Pretty spin, though.
Purdue having some good flashes here with Hammonds on the bench. Swanigan takes it to the paint. Pretty. 2 more.
So big with a nice touch. Swanigan now starting to get it going a little bit. Purdue's feeling good.
6 unanswered for the Boilermakers.
There's a little more mobility with this lineup right now.
And Valentine lost it.
Look at Haas. Boy, the big guy's got some juice. How about that? Mickey's happy to be out there.
Yes, he is. But, man, give some credit to Davis. Just pressuring Valentine, giving him no space, fighting through the screen, coach. Valentine uncharacteristically losing his footing, turning the ball over. Purdue's got some momentum.
A little bang hurt him. Bill, no relation, played some great D.
And Swanigan. He is pushed from behind by Wallerman, and we go to Tracy.
Jim, Matt Painter obviously thrilled right now by the effort of his team, and that's what he talked about in the last huddle. Effort, do the little things, get every rebound, hustle. And then he also said we can't let Forbes get going. He's back out on the court now. Keep an eye on that one, Jim.
Well, you see a noticeable difference in the effort in the last couple of minutes.
Swanigan right into the post-up ball screen and get to the rim.
Edwards takes it from off his hip and delivers the swish.
Nice 2-man play. Just a little bit of a, they got a foul or just a warning?
Just a warning, coach.
This is just really solid basketball, I think. A little 2-man on the out-of-bounds play. You got to have that little delivery in the lane. They are different emotion right now, different level.
From 13 down to 5.
Nice job by Davis guarding Forbes. Locked and loaded on him. Ice it, and look at the rotation.
Nairn with 3 to shoot. Drives in, and it's blocked. And Purdue will keep on playing. Hold on, there was a whistle back there. Just got so raucous in the building.
Yeah, there was a violation they called.
Yep. denying them the chance to get the break.
How about Haas?
Oh,
my goodness.
Go,
I mean, he's so happy. Watch him at the end of this. Really a nice show. Didn't have much to do with deterring, but just jamming things up. And look at him. I mean, oh, my goodness, this kid's having a ball.
I'll tell you what, this effort that you talked about with Coach Painter, you can't coach effort.
No.
I love the energy of Haas, and I think the X factors have been Edwards and Davis. They have turned it up on both ends of the floor, giving Purdue life here in the second half.
And it's different without Hammonds because they're not just concentrating on going inside.
Great point.
So they reset the clock to 12:41. Wallenman goes out. Davis on the floor for him. And this kid Haas you're talking about comes from about an hour outside of Birmingham, Alabama, Hopes Bluff, Alabama. And that's a steal by Valentine. He comes out of the pack, and he is tripped up.
I think Haas, Jim, got his legs involved. Tell you what, he's getting up and down the floor, something Hammonds wasn't doing.
He is, but give credit to Valentine. Down low, reaching in, using his quick hands. And I thought in transition, smart play. Got in front of the big fellas, kind of drew the foul. Heading play by the senior. Getting Haas now out of the game.
Now Hammonds, the table has been set for him, Jim. He's got to perform now. Haas had a lot of juice, a lot of enthusiasm, not necessarily scoring, but just got immersed in the game.
Third foul called on Haas, and I think it was a strong point, though, with Hammonds in. It seems like they've been stagnant, just trying to figure out a way to get it to the big man, the 7-footer starter, the senior. Oh, look at that. By Hill, batting the ball out of the hands for a moment by Forbes.
The guards are alert, you're right. Forbes can't shake his guy.
On the floor. Oh, somehow a no-look alley-oop.
Boy, does this kid play tough. Doesn't give up on a play.
On a wild scramble, somehow is able to deliver the ball right above the cylinder.
And Davis with a nice discard on the box.
That ends an 8-0 run for the Boilermakers.
Hammonds isn't moving. Come to the ball.
Matthias to Davis. Davis turnaround, and it's blocked.
Once again, Costello, he goes right to the rim, drags Hammonds with him.
Pull up three, Valentine. It's McQuaid. Back out high. I can't wait to see again that pass by Valentine.
He didn't like the shot he took himself. And he did Izzo.
Here he is again, putting it up.
Over the top.
Yeah, on Davis of Michigan State. Here is how Denzel Valentine did it a moment ago.
You asked and you received. Just stick him with the play and the presence of mind. Davis too to dive to the rim to coordinate the play. This kid, big time. Is he #1? We'll find out.
48-41 Michigan State here in Indianapolis. Let's take a look at the AT&T Fast Analysis.
And Mr. Everything, Mr. Versatility, doing it all, posting up. Got a mouse in the house down low, but he's able to find Davis amongst the towers for the easy layup. And of course, his ability to score and shoot from the perimeter, a three-pointer. And of course, you double team him, he's always got his head up, making spectacular plays. Valentine having a performance like another Denzel we know.
Oh, very good. Out of Fordham, I might add.
Yeah.
He overcame, as a freshman basketball player, P.J. Carlissimo was his coach.
Overcame him.
Yeah, speaking of that, how about Seton Hall?
I know.
Slipped that one
We
in.
had a chance to watch that together last night. The Pirate bench Meister was quite pleased.
Kevin Willard with a great job. Delighted for him. And those kids, obviously.
Matthias.
You can make him. Nice kid by Davis. Right around him. Oh, pretty. Costello should have been at the rim. Look at them. pound Forbes.
Costello's
He
left
can do that.
alone.
He can make that, but not today.
Davis picked up the air ball and right back up with it.
The advantage to the offensive team when a ball misses that badly.
I thought Purdue's last possession was their best possession, moving the ball side to side, finding the shooters.
Nice job getting it to Matthias again. Oh, he should have gone right up, drawing the foul.
Now it's Hill. Swanigan on the drive on Davis. Freshman on freshman. Underneath is Valentine.
The ball always comes back to him, doesn't it?
Yep.
It's amazing. Great decision maker.
Forbes and Hill. And there's one who made contact.
And I like what you said earlier, Forbes, not able to find his shooting stroke from the perimeter, but putting the ball on the floor, getting to the basket, getting to the free throw line. You got to find a way out there to be productive, and the senior's doing that.
Yeah, he's a talented kid that mixes his game up well.
Tonight on 60 Minutes, what's stopping investigators from unraveling terror threats and attacks in Europe? Plus the charismatic young architect who is changing the world's skylines. That's tonight only CBS. And that will be tonight after the special expanded new 2-hour version of the NCAA Tournament Selection Show that will commence at 5:30 Eastern Time right after this one.
And Jim, now with Matthias on the floor, I think they're going to get some post entries because he really runs the baseline. You've got to go out and guard him. It should give you an opportunity to dump it down. Pretty good motion in this kid. Here they go. Give it to him. There you go. Now get out of the way.
Valentine thinking about doubling up. Andrews goes back out with it to Hill. He knocks down a three.
Wow, pretty good confidence to dump it out there. 1 for 8. Not known as a deep shooter.
After going 0 for 7 in the first half, his team from out there, they're 3 out of 4 in the second half. Lob underneath, Schilling, pinned underneath on the double up. And now it's Ellis. Blocked by Hammers.
That's the way you're supposed to play, big fella.
Can they cash in quickly? Hill inside, and yes! There's a little energy in Indianapolis.
CBS Sports coverage of the Big Ten Tournament is sponsored by Lexus and their pursuit of perfection. The Quicksilver Card from Capital One. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance.
Guys, this is a Matt Pater basket. Took the big fella out. We need you to play. What a presentation. Left-hand block for the run out. And he runs the floor. Seals his guy for an opportunity for Hill to finish. That's what they need from him. They know it. Everybody in the house knows it. If he plays hard, they got something going.
Well, it was a big lead of 13, 17 minutes to go in the game at 46-33. But a 16-6 stretch since then by Purdue.
Little hook.
Schilling. Too strong with it. Hammond secures it with 2 hands.
Oh, he loaded him up beautifully. Nice slip.
He got 3. And Matthias with assists the last 2 times down the floor.
And, Coach, we saw that same slip screen play in the previous game last night. Little eye communication there, but Purdue now feeling great.
Valentine time right now.
He's got Hammonds who comes off of him, short with the shot, follows it though, and gets it out to Forbes. Can he finally hit a three? Yes! Woo! At last.
A game changer. Not giving up. He knew he missed it. You're the first guy to know you missed the shot. The run down, the kick out, and Forbes free at last.
His first make after 4 misses from outside the arc.
Big job pushing him out now. Showing he's got to hold his position.
Stuck, looking for help. Now Edwards.
Tough shot.
Back up within a foul.
Just excellent understanding of what is going on, how you react. The slip that you talked about, the big fella they had lifted everybody, keeping him in motion might get him in a better spot.
And how about that save by Valentine to his buddy Forbes? They played together for a while.
Now take a look at the game summary, and I'll remind you fellas, a year ago we were in this spot, 7 minutes to go in the game, and Michigan State had an 11-point lead over Wisconsin. The Badgers came back and won.
They sure did.
Of course, both of them ended up back here in Indianapolis for the Final Four, but this has suddenly become a really intense scene in the final stretches.
This game exemplifies the Big Ten. A lot of grit, a lot of fight. Who wants it more? Both of them are going for that championship, Coach.
They sure are, and they got Haas back. It keeps you all happy. Haas is back on the floor.
He's earned it.
I thought Hammonds did a couple of good things, though. You were absolutely right. Physical, mental.
Edwards with his 15th point. That's tops for Purdue as Hammonds sits. Hammonds with 8 points, 8 rebounds.
One thing about playing Michigan State as a big guy, they will wear you out. That's part of it. That's rotation. Right now, I like this lineup. Just one big. Horn set.
Nice double up at left. Costello open.
How about out of a timeout? The wise old owl. Double screen, a slip to the tip.
How many times does Izzo do that coming right out of a break? First time down the floor. 90% of the time you got to figure they score, and almost goes for Edwards.
And right here on that previous play for Michigan State, the help was Forbes' man. As Costello rolled to the basket, the help wasn't there. Nice little wrinkle that Tom Izzo in his ATO drew up.
That
Costello
was
with the easy finish.
Valentine's 9th assist.
You think he might get the record today? We had it counted on early yesterday.
By the way, Clark is fouled out. They finally have to hit the horn again to take him off the floor. Wallaman in for him. So Edwards was just at the line a moment ago, with 2 more chances. Tomorrow on CBS, can the geniuses outsmart a deadly virus before it's too late? Don't miss a new episode of Scorpion tomorrow 9, 8 Central. Only CBS. Jim Nance back here with my 2 geniuses, Grant Hill, Bill Raftery. 6 minutes to go, and then it's going to be, of course, Tracy Wolfson. He's the greatest genius of all.
Absolutely. We need some. It's the same kind of a play here. Costello gets for the rim just in case.
Harris from the corner to the far side, and he hits the three.
Wallaman wisely. The activity of Harris, the unselfish play of Wallaman. A nice roll out to Haas.
He's open. He's open.
Edwards.
You missed him, Coach.
That's what I was open. I got you, but I'm not going to give it to you. It's so hard to get free in that box area. You got to take advantage.
Costello. Whoa! And over. Purdue is signaling they thought it might have been over the basket.
Quick timeout. How about Wallaman? That's why you practice hard, folks. I just love the activity of Wallaman. Mendy Rudolph next to me thinks this is basket interference.
Yeah,
and he's right.
I think we're right.
How about that? It's straight up from the cylinder to the ceiling. And just look at him. Those eyes. Woo! Unbelievable. That is just terrific. Practicing hard, never knowing how much time you're going to get, and willing to contribute. Wallaman providing some lift this afternoon.
A couple of times after being really a non-factor yesterday in a game that came down to the wire against Maryland.
On a good look there.
Costello. Where's he throwing it? Right to Swanigan.
Last few times Hammonds has had the ball in the post, just looks very indecisive. Just make your move, be decisive.
Get to the rim, big guy. Do the slip. They got him. There you go. Nice hands by Costello. He is some nudge in there.
Hill with the dribbling and falls just short. But he's fouled.
That Hill taking an opportunity here. He's known pretty good as a good defensive player. Can make some plays.
Well, he gives Purdue some height on the defensive end.
Yeah, that's a great
aggressive
point.
though on the offensive end, dribbling around, getting to the basket. Not a great shooter, but finding a way to be effective. Hit a three earlier.
If the Monmouth team gives you the best cutaways for a director from the bench, and of course we know everyone's waiting to see if they're in or out. Tom Izzo, though, gives you perhaps the best director's cutaway of all the coaches. What do you think?
The facial expressions are incredible. He is not Emmett Kelly over there. That's an old famous clown, by the way.
I got it.
Thank you.
Thanks for the clarification.
You're up on clowns, huh?
Yeah, big. Well, I got that distinction in 8th grade.
Yeah, don't say you work with a couple, okay?
What a great ball game right now. Nice cover.
Fourth shot clock, and there's him again making a play. You said he's a defensive specialist.
That's his game. You never know who's going to lift your team. Right now, Hill.
Will it be Edwards for the moment? Oh, blocked by Costello and taken away by Harris.
Costello, such a size. He's got the run out.
There he is on the other end. And it's going back the other way.
A minor detail. He forgot to catch it.
These two tangling for the Big Ten tournament title. It's coming down to the final 3:45 here in Indy. Well, the committee putting the final touches on the field of 68, and the announcement is less than an hour away here on CBS. The bubble teams, give me your four that are in off this list, Billy.
I'm going to give Michigan because of the
you got Monmouth
the
in?
conference shirt.
Okay.
Let's go here. And I'm going to go with Vandy. I think they've done a decent job. How about you, big fella?
All right.
Coach, I'm going to go with the same four. I'm going to swap out Syracuse. I'm going to go with the small school, St. Mary's. I think they deserve to be in.
Making people in Moraga, California happy.
Yeah.
St. Mary's. Well, this Monmouth issue is a big one, I think, because of the schedule that they put up this year, how aggressive they were to go on the road, out of conference. And it's always been the plea from the committee, hey, the mid-majors, you got to play these games. And man, they played everybody they could. Look at Hammonds.
Nice slip again. Boy, they get him in motion. What a great call out of the timeout. These two guys on the sideline really know what they're doing. Fake the slip, the screen, go to the goal, send it in, big fella. Terrific out of the timeout.
And you know Michigan State likes to hard hedge on screen and rolls. Purdue understands that, gets that slip the second time tonight.
They had a nice little drag early on that, and then the dive by the big guy.
Second foul on Costello, and Hammonds brings it down to 2 with 3:39 to play. That second free throw attempt gives them 17 as a team for the game. When they've had 17 attempts in a game this season, they're 23-0. They've just reached 17 attempts.
Hill is not leaving Forbes whatsoever. He does now.
Forbes steps up. Off the floor with it. It's Swanigan. A timeout call, Purdue.
What a checkout by Purdue. Basic, sound. Whew. We got a real good one.
What happened last year at the Big Ten championship game? Brandon Dawson and the Spartans built an 11-point second-half lead. Then Frank Kaminsky and company rallied back. Nigel Hayes scored 25 as Wisconsin outscored the Spartans 11-0 in overtime. Go on and win the Big Ten tournament championship.
And they got their wish, too. Trying to play Kentucky in the finals. And, of course, Duke took care of business eventually.
Duke coming back from 8 down in the second half, late second half. Grayson Allen really coming off the bench and getting that momentum shift.
What a great spark. Good job here. Oh, look how deep. Good footwork by Costello. Look at the help.
Davis.
That's the foul.
He's out of control for a moment, but a third whistle now on Costello.
And Costello did a great job fighting Hammonds. Just got caught with the hand in the cookie jar. Davis, tremendous presence of mind, go in there, but Costello, big guy, keep your hands up high. No ticky-tack fouls down low in those guards.
Double bonus, guys. 2 shots coming up for the senior from Fort Wayne. Can tie it with this one. (62-61) Spartans. Valentine spinning and taken away by Hill, who's done that several times in the second half. Purdue has a chance to take the lead on this trip.
Yeah, they're going to have to do it on their own pretty much. No timeouts for Purdue, 2 for Michigan State.
Haven't led since 6 minutes to go in the first half. And Davis. Hill, man, he has had a great ability to be in the right spot to get there.
Well, you never know who's going to step up their game at critical junctures. Hill has.
Baseline Davis, tough angle, and Valentine pulls it down.
And once again, Costello, a presence to help out. They corral. Ooh, tough double clutch.
Valentine.
Oh, big time players. Big time. Early onions by Valentine.
If you couldn't comprehend the assist from the floor, the alley-oop earlier in this half, that double clutch jumper's another one. It's a jaw dropper, and Costello, it's off him.
Did he say, no, they got a foul?
Foul first.
Going the other way. Oh, they got Costello with the foul.
Costello, it's his 4th.
Wow. Costello doing a great job fighting it low.
Oh, well, I guess he had the arm. Teddy's right.
Contact there.
How about this one?
This is amazing. Oh, you have to have some strength to deliver that shot. Everybody is
just believes
it. What are you doing out there? Fans are mad, but he did push that arm. The foul was called. The only thing they could be saying that somebody was out of bounds before.
And the officials have gone to the monitor.
2 touches permitted to look.
Gene Steratore and Teddy Valentine talking to the alternate official.
And it's really a shame because Costello was fighting hard, doing a good job. Pushed off. I fouled him, but
yeah. Oh, he must be listening to our broadcast. Everybody else alive in the building.
2 for Edwards. And again, 4 on Costello.
81% stroker.
His first miss after knocking down the first 6. Two-point game. Purdue, meanwhile, has committed only 5 team fouls.
Costello always available.
Right back to Valentine. Big step.
Look at the check down.
Box out by Swanigan.
Sure was for a rookie. The importance of snatching that one.
50 seconds remaining.
Once again, they got to do it on their own.
Swanigan, the freshman, off the mark.
Well, you've got so many inside.
Time and score, young fella.
Wow. That was a look that would have given them the lead.
It was an unattractive look, unfortunately, for Purdue.
Timeout, Spartans with 1 remaining on their side.
They go in with Wallman to match up bigger. This is a play, you got to get something better out of it. Right here, this is a settle. This is one you might take in high school when you're the king of the court, kind of. Plenty of time left to move the basketball. Oh. Things that bite you a little bit. Right now, you got to be solid. Defensive end.
What's Matt Painter telling them to do right here?
Well, right now, defensively, you got to play without fouling.
Right.
You know that Valentine has kind of had his way in that high screener role. Expect to see some of that. Dribble handoffs with Valentine. Keep him out of the paint and secure the rebound if they miss.
I think he's also saying if Valentine gives it up, don't let him get it back. Let somebody else run the show for them. You mentioned that ball screen. They love it. Costello rolls to the rim. Playing big now. Let's see. Wallman inbounding. Costello loves to be the screener and get to the rim, too. And a good offensive rebounder. Forbes using the bump.
There's Valentine. And the whistle. It's on Davis. That's the 6th team foul.
I'm not sure about that. I have to see a replay. If Davis fouled him, looked like pretty good defense.
They got the hands in there, and that's what they're calling them.
Yeah.
Wasn't much.
Now I think they got to be alert as to what they're going to do. I think they've got to give one automatic right away.
I think you got to foul. You're trying to get a steal on the inbound play, but if you can't, then you got to foul right away.
Haas is coming in for Purdue.
They put him on the ball. Good move. And they put Hammonds. Either one. There's block division. Well, they got a double on it.
Put them both on the.
And Duke did that quite a bit. Mike Krzyzewski loved that.
I know.
Not very often you see both Hammonds and Haas on the floor at the same time. And there's the foul to send Costello to the line for the 1-and-1.
77. Down the road. Still plenty of time. No matter what he does, I still look for 2 on the other end.
I agree.
Go
Quick
in,
2.
and usually to a big guy. So initiate contact. Get to the free throw line. And they got a 3-point shooter in, which can happen too when you go inside. Cave that D and look for Matthias.
Purdue has struggled getting the ball inside. Hammonds has just not been able to get the ball because Costello's done a great job defensively.
Remember, no timeouts for Purdue. And here's the rebound. Hammonds to Hill.
Look at Hammonds. Get down the floor.
Hill driving in. And it's blocked. Valentine with 10 seconds. Forbes fouled by Matthias.
Wow. I'm disappointed in Hammonds not running the floor. Oh, that's a big trip.
I'm disappointed in Purdue. 2 possessions. Hill, I love his effort and energy, but I don't know if I would take that play. And the play before that, Swanigan with the ill-advised 3. But how about Costello?
Never gives up.
Never gives
No
up.
question. Now, you're right about the shot, but I thought Hammond should have been closer. If he had run, he would have been inside rebounding position.
1-1 for Forbes. And now the big one.
Yeah, this is the game changer.
Right here.
Costello's 4th block of the game, just huge. And he went after it with 4 fouls. Now, can it be a 4-point game? Forbes all net on both of them. Timeout. Called by Michigan State.
Now, you got to have a play in your hip pocket. I think Michigan State will extend the floor, but not gamble, keep everybody in front of them. But you got to have something, maybe getting up towards the half court with a back screen, pop, turn, maybe get a quick jack. It's one of those deals where the 2 is fine, you're on even numbers. And then, of course, get your press. All this got to be done in a Purdue timeout. In a sense, this timeout helps Purdue, I think, more than it helps Michigan State.
I agree. Every team has in their package a full court quick hitter. I know something about that myself.
You do?
I want to get a quick 2 or maybe a 3 and then try to get a steal on the inbound pass. Can't get the steal, you got to foul right away if you're Purdue. To see if they can execute Matt Painter's instructions here in this timeout.
What was it? Didn't Mike Krzyzewski say to him in the huddle, can you make the pass? Or
He
he
did.
asked Leitner, can you make the shot?
Leitner said, I'll make the shot if Grant makes the pass.
Well, I don't know if we'll see that quite the same here, but they do need something as quick as possible.
Look at that board. There's a lot on it. Purdue has missed here down the stretch 7 of its last 8 shots.
Something to half court, I think. And if anything, Michigan State Michigan State is one of the team that doesn't want a guy to turn and be facing, going towards the other basket. Force a catch going towards the Michigan State basket.
Running the baseline, baseball pass.
I like that.
Nice play.
Go
to
quickly.
Edwards. McQuaid cut off his angle, and the shot slips off the rim. And it's going to stay at this end, but unless they've got some 4-point play, only 1.5 seconds away from Michigan State winning the Big Ten tournament for a 5th time. And they'll back off Edwards, and the Spartans take the title. Remember what Tracy reported for the semifinal game yesterday, how important it was to this Michigan State team to win this. They wanted titles. The senior, like Valentine, was looking for that validation, to be able to have another thing to be able to brag about in his hometown of Lansing in what's been a very, very good career.
You know what's interesting? Talk about a clutch player with a double clutch, right?
What a shot that was.
Oh, that was like secured this game for them, I think.
I agree. Winning is a habit, Michigan State. They weren't thinking ahead. They were thinking about winning this game here tonight. Of course, Purdue played great, just not great execution down the stretch. A couple possessions there.
You're right.
4 shots. That's the difference between being a really good team and being a championship team. End of game execution. Michigan State, Denzel Valentine, Tom Izzo, Big Ten champions again.
And you got to think we're looking at a #1 seed right here.
Yep, I agree.
All right, Tracy has the winning Spartans by her side. Over to you.
You got it. Let me start with Coach. You said you didn't make it easy. That's 2 straight games now, but talk about the grit and the effort this team showed today.
Well, that was a lot this guy. He made some big shots at the end, and I thought he did a much better job running our team the second half. And, we make it a little harder. We got to clean that up, but Purdue's a really good team, and I liked our defense all day. I liked their offense some of the day.
You talked about the big shots. How about that alley-oop off the floor, straight up?
Coaching.
I'm sure. Let's talk about the championship now, and we've talked about it, what it would mean for this one, for the senior class, to get this championship and leave a legacy.
Well, that's what he's all about. He's always been about the program. He's always been about his father playing here. I'm so proud of him. Being 3 out of 4 finals, and win one. That's winning a championship is hard to do. You won 2, I know, but this one is important to me right now. But glad you corrected me. But he's meant a lot to our program.
Do you think this ensures you a number 1 seed now?
I don't know. You know what? I don't care. I mean, look at we can barely get through our Big Ten tournament. How are you going to get through the national one? So I don't care where we are. I really don't.
Well, let me talk to you, Denzel. And we talked about it, winning this championship, winning for this senior class, and Coach talked about what it would mean to you. Now that you finally have that trophy and if you saw the clock winding down, what was going through your head?
Just all the hard work we put in. You know, my teammates did a great job down the stretch of playing defense and executing. This feels really good right now.
You made a guarantee a few weeks ago. How far can this team go in the tournament?
Well, I didn't mean to guarantee it, but as far as us having control of our own destiny, that's what I meant. If we come to play, I think we can beat any team in the country, and my team did a really good job of executing and playing hard down the stretch.
Congratulations. Go enjoy it.
All right, thank you.
Well, he's got bigger goals still ahead, but that was one big one for him. And that's what a college career is all about, a 4-year career, a memorable one at that. And by the way, he was 1 assist away from having yet another triple-double. One of only 4 Spartans in the history of the program to ever have a triple-double. He did it twice this year.
15, 10, and 9. I mean, he's killing this team. He's got to play better than with those assists, right?
Think about the other ones who had triple-doubles while at Michigan State. Magic Johnson, Charlie Bell, Draymond Green, and then Denzel twice this year. And
nice company, huh?
Oh, my goodness. But this team, now let's look ahead because everything's going to shift here in a moment. You celebrate a title like this, and then in about, who knows, in the next 20, 30 minutes, your mind suddenly shifts to what you've got to do next and who your opponent is, where you're going.
How about him saying, I don't care? And you know, a lot of coaches don't mind second line. What's the difference?
Well, why would he? Look at it last year. It was a 7 in the East and made it all the way to the Final Four again.
Tough-minded team,
and how about the line, though, that we barely made it through the Big Ten tournament? Why am I worried about it? Why do I care?
He's right, though.
Yeah, that's true. Now the Spartans, for the 5th time, are the best at the Big Ten tournament. For Bill Raftery, Grant Hill, and Tracy Wolfson, this is Jim Nance saying so long from Indianapolis, where the Spartans are the Big Ten champions. The NCAA tournament field will be revealed shortly in the selection show. We'll send you to Adam Zucker in New York after these messages.
This is what we've been working hard for all summer, all fall, and all year.
You know, we're big, we fight, we play hard.
We got chemistry and we got experience.
And you got to do your job, but you got to play hard. Got to have the focus and the energy.
Play harder than the opposing team, have a stronger will.
We worked so hard for this moment.
It would mean the world.
There's only one team that can do it, and it's going to be us.
It's going to be us.
It's going to be us.
That's what it's all about.
Valentine, jumper.
Oh, he's threatening.
It's another great move.
Look at this look.
Costello again. Footwork extraordinaire. Undeterred. Michigan State and Purdue for the Big Ten championship. It is Big Ten Championship Sunday in Indianapolis, and 2 of the hottest teams in the land are about to square off. Purdue, which has won 5 in a row by an average of over 17 points a game, against Michigan State, which has won 12 of its last 13. Playing for the Big Ten title here on Selection Sunday. Hello, friends. Jim Nance, Grant Hill, Bill Raftery, and Tracy Wolfson. We'll worry about the NCAA tournament. This could hinge some few things as far as the number 1 seed. We'll worry about that a little later on. We got a Big Ten tournament title on the line.
How many ACC championships have you won?
Just one. Yes.
You just win NCAA championships, huh?
Yeah, two of those.
Well, between
One
us, we
conference.
have 2 NCAA championships.
Yeah, between all of us.
That's right.
Well, this is a fascinating matchup because you got the big body teams here, the physical presence of both of them. You start with Purdue, A.J. Hammonds. Man, did he come to life yesterday?
Unbelievable. When he is aggressive, they are a different basketball team. His understanding of low post play with his back to the basket is sensational. Turnaround jumper, he helps on the defensive end, and obviously the elevation. How about the spin move? Looks like Grant Hill in his heyday, and then the counter.
We're talking about the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year in Hammonds, but the Big Ten Player of the Year, Denzel Valentine.
And he is quite the player. This time of year, your best players have to be at their best, and he is playing great basketball. He does it all. He facilitates, he scores, he rebounds, he diagrams plays in the timeout. He does everything for his team, and he's got to come out, be aggressive, set the tone if they're going to be able to beat a very talented Purdue basketball team.
How about those numbers yesterday? 18 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds. Nearly his third triple-double of the year. AT&T Fast Analysis, Grant.
And Jim, it's great when your best player is also very unselfish. He surveys the landscape, he finds the open shooters, and they knock it down.
Of course, Matt Painter is very intelligent. Go inside early. The footwork is just amazing. He's very talented in that low box area. His ability to go either way, knows where your weight distribution is, turns, finishes solid inside play.
Again, both of these teams could be big-time threats in the weeks ahead. Purdue figured to be a 3 or a 4 seed. Michigan State perhaps playing for a 1 here today to lock it up. But first, the Big Ten tournament title is on the line next on CBS.
CBS Sports coverage of the Big Ten tournament is sponsored by AT&T, mobilizing your world. Buick, proud partner of the NCAA. And by Michelob Ultra, the superior light beer.
Back here in Indianapolis, the city that does such a fantastic job hosting big-time events. Right before we get to the tip, let's go over to Tracy.
Thanks a lot, Jim. A.J. Hammond said yesterday he was locked in and focused, but that hasn't been the case for the whole career of A.J. Hammond. Until recently, he really struggled staying engaged. He missed practices. He poorly participated in practice. He missed meetings. But right now, Matt Painter told me he's really matured. He can trust him now. And as a result, he's one of the best players in the country and has Purdue with a chance to win a Big Ten championship. Jim?
Well, Tracy, we can only hope for the kind of game they had back in February 9th in West Lafayette. It went to overtime. An 82-81 Purdue victory in their one matchup this year. As you see the 10 starters on the floor, and you look at these two teams, you're talking about the top 2 teams in the country when it comes to rebounding margin. Spartans are first. Matt Painter's Purdue Boilermakers are second. Tom Izzo, Mr. March. No one's going to challenge that title.
Well-deserved.
Moniker on Tom Izzo, well-deserved, as his Spartans get ready to start in the Big Ten title game for the 4th time in 5 years.
Jim Nance, Grant Hill. The Spartans go with a bang on the floor.
Well, they Bill Raftery.
And Michigan's man-to-man, protect the boxes and elbows, help on the nail, hard heads on the ball screen. But what are they going to do with Hammonds inside?
Edwards, though, outside, long with the 3. Little P.J. Thompson, though, gets the board.
Not known for his rebounding, by the way.
He's leading rebounder in the game so far.
This is a good job forcing a tough shot. Costello's strength. He can move people. They do a great job moving the ball side to side so they can load up in the lane for Hammonds.
And notice early on, P.J. Thompson, the shortest player on Purdue, guarding Valentine, maybe using his foot speed to try to keep him in front of him.
Now here's the problem, though. He can post and elevate. There they go again. He's got to shoot that.
That's Harris. And that's Hammonds pulling it down.
Swanigan, they do a great job begging for that bed, and a nice denial by Davis.
Swanigan inside is fouled.
It's interesting, the ability to run the floor. Hammonds gets the rebound, Grant. The other power forward runs the floor and ducks in. Good set.
Called on Deontay Davis, the freshman. And that sends Swanigan to the line. Caleb Swanigan, part of that big front line for Purdue.
And Swanigan with his big body reminds me of a former Michigan State great, Zach Randolph. Uses his position down low. Great sealer, great rebounder.
Plus that number 50 gets you start to think that way too.
That's true.
You know, there's some great similarities there. And freshman is able to hit one out of two. Freshman from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Valentine really, this is the matchup Painter said he was going to go with.
Clark, an early sub, and gets a quick shot. Fails to convert the three.
Michigan State does their homework early. Banging the dive by Swanigan.
And Swanigan with Clark on him. Fade away, dips down and out. Valentine throws it up ahead to Forbes, his longtime buddy.
And Forbes has to get going, has struggled as of late, but certainly very capable. Outside threat for the State Spartans.
He's got to screen and move to get free. Valentine with a good clean look. The elevation, he can plumb bomb on Thompson.
Now Valentine had a 27-point game against Purdue in that one matchup with 8 rebounds and 10 assists.
You know, I know you don't work around the house. Plumb bomb is something that Carpenter uses just so you.
Grant, you're talking to me?
I'm Grant. How about this kid?
Hammonds.
Who walked, I thought?
Forbes. Ah, they got a piece of the hand.
Valentine getting open within the offense, just nice and easy from the top of the key. And the best player for Purdue, inside turnaround jump shot from 10 feet. Good defense, but better offense.
Foul on Davis. Is on the floor, so now Michigan State to inbound underneath.
Costello, nice little move here. He didn't go to the rim, he should have.
Costello sends it back outside to Valentine. Clark, tip, nope. Chased down, and it's Davis who has it for Purdue. Edwards thought about it.
He can shoot it from out there. He's dangerous. Mentioned Davis had a great game against Michigan State early in the year.
Pass wide of the mark. Swanigan, who had turnover issues yesterday, but Purdue able to take care of business with Michigan. Only trailed for a minute in that game.
I'll tell you right now, Michigan State's interior defense is excellent.
Here's Forbes. Loads it up. He came into the week the top 3-point shooter by percentage in the country. He struggled yesterday here too.
And Michigan State teaches inside. Do your work early. Don't let the bigs get positioned down low as Edwards finishes in the paint.
Now they're going to be occupied with the bigs. You're going to be able to dribble drive.
Valentine. Oh, got away with a walk. Swanigan clears it. Up ahead, Thompson is 4-on-2. Is Edwards coming in from the wing, and he banks it home.
Nice job by Thompson, giving it up early. Let the damage occur.
As Purdue team actually trailed for only a minute in the entire Big Ten tournament through the 2 games. Never trailed against Michigan. Blowout win against Illinois on Friday was the 2nd largest margin of victory in Big Ten tournament history. And away from the ball, and call is against Michigan State.
Clark with that screen, but the ability to get up and down the floor. The big concern of Matt Painter was the transition offense of Michigan State. How about this though? The angle, on time, able to draw that contact. Little kiss in the afternoon in Indy.
Foul call was on Clark. So Schilling off the bench now for Tom Izzo.
Schilling knows his job now. He's got to muscle up, particularly that low post entry to Hammonds. He does a nice job walking guys up, reads the defensive coverage.
Swanigan trying to show his outside game.
And he's hit that shot this year, but they prefer him to be down on the block, young big fella.
Michigan State prefers him to be outside. That's what he's got to do. Use the dribble. You know he can spot up, shoot for it.
And that's Harris hitting the jumper. Second basket for the Spartans in 8 attempts. Harris, the transfer from West Virginia set out last year, transferred, but averaged 17 a game his last season for the Mountaineers.
There's a digging down. If he makes it, God bless him. But that's the kind of shot you want to force.
Now the Spartans in a hurry. Nairn to Schilling. Spartans already with 3 subs on the floor. And it's Harris floating. Too strong. Schilling tap. Strong as well.
And that's that presence there. Hammonds down low, protecting the rim.
Valentine resting. The concern of Tom Izzo thought he was fatigued yesterday.
Hammond's unable to hit the shot.
Nairn with the push.
Got to give Forbes a look here. Davis doing a great job, giving him nothing.
Nice bounce pass and tree, and hammered to the ground. Knocking him to the floor. Schilling. His team's at the start only 5 out of 19 from the field.
I know you played for a coach who didn't really concentrate on defense, Grant, but look at this weak side. Look at this. This is unbelievable. Bad drawing. Of course, I flunked that course. But I just love the way they're sniffing, helping. Harris sort of digging down. And look at this. Tough shot. Defense certainly wins championships. Both of these clubs, pretty good.
And Purdue on their side, protecting the rim. Nothing easy for the Spartans. Although it was a foul there on Swanigan, they're going to be protect the paint against Michigan State tonight.
The foul was on Vince Edwards, so Schilling about to attempt 2. Bracket games are back. I know everyone's going to get involved in that starting this week. Tomorrow's bracket day nationally. Get the CBS Sports app now to set up your group. Invite your friends before the selection show. CBS Sports app now has it all.
The rumor is you fill out a number of them so that you'll be successful.
That's a dirty little secret, but it's true.
Dakota Mathias, a shooter on the floor, can ring the bell. Isaac
Haas is coming in. He's averaging 10 points a game on 66% from the field.
You might call him a big Haas.
Quite a game yesterday as the shot drops for Edwards. Haas yesterday played only 9 minutes, scored 11 points. Showed some good moves down in the post.
Yeah, they may be able to run him a little bit if they get a bad shot or a push off on Forbes trying to cut through. A little frustrated maybe the last 2 days, unable to get going.
And Davis doing a great job of just not giving Forbes any space, definitely pushing off with 2 hands. He earned that foul.
Yeah, he sure did. Getting a little blow, gotta relax. He's so important to this team, him ringing the bell. A teaching point.
Backing in on Schilling, flips it through.
How do you stop him?
I tell you, he's been so efficient as of late. Shot at least 50% from the field the last 11 games, but gets the ball in the paint. Beautiful touch, prefers that left shoulder. Going over that left shoulder, does a great job.
He gets 2 feet in the lane, you know, call the emergency board.
In the 2 games here in Indy, Haas averaging 13 points, 10 rebounds. Nairn into the paint, backs away to get away from Haas and delivers the 2.
Nice job penetrating. Both of these clubs are so good defensively. Really got to work on. Here's the dig and scratch.
Short with this one.
Pretty good backup by Valentine. He popped back out.
Valentine. Schilling goes back out with it.
Tell you what, Davis is all over Valentine.
5 to shoot. Nairn gives it up. Clark, top of the key. No. And look at Edwards, who has 6 points and had a couple of nice rebounds too.
Heck of a defensive trip. But the other way, Haas, little frustrated. Schilling. A little bone-jarring discard by the big guy.
We have a final in the SEC championship game. That one went to overtime, Kentucky and LSU. I mean, I beg your pardon, Texas A&M, because LSU never did show up, did they?
They did.
But
they did.
waiting for that score. They saw it. Kentucky wins it, and that's a team that really is hitting a stride right now.
I'll tell you what, they are tough. You have guards like they have. There's Lee up front. Good play there by Schilling. Valentine wide open, takes a while.
Here's Valentine. Wade, he hits the three.
Valentine, I think he's being a little too unselfish, but McQuaid filling it up. He can stroke it.
But Coach, every time Valentine puts the ball on the floor, there are 5 guys converging. Shooters got to make shots.
Nice help here.
Hill gave up the open three to Swagin.
You know, McQuaid made a faulty move, and it really set up in motion some great ball movement by Purdue. Schilling can really do a job with the screen because Hammonds is not coming out at all. Don't give him a screen.
Valentine. Stutter step back over to Schilling, driving in. No call, and flat-footed rebound there for Hammonds.
Davis, I thought, got banged on that. Nice job again by Schilling. These centers have really worked hard.
Over the top, and that's off the fingertips of Hammonds. Doing a good job containing him.
Unbelievable, huh? Denying, making it tough for the bigs.
Michigan State trying to set the record with a 5th Big Ten tournament title, currently sharing with Ohio State 4 titles each. Tom Izzo, the winningest coach in Spartan school history. He explains how the game has evolved and planning for success presented by Northwestern Mutual.
I think the keys to having success is realize that the my bads and, hey coach, I made a mistake, those are over now. You know, you've got to do your job each and every play, each and every possession, because there's not a lot of margin for error, and that is a different mentality.
Well, the question is perhaps will this Michigan State team be on the one line? There's been speculation this morning on a lot of the talk shows about the Spartans needing to win to guarantee it. Maybe even with a loss, you know, would it be Michigan State or Oregon as the 4th on the one line?
Yeah, I think if their chances are good with those wins over Kansas, Louisville early in the year, then Indiana. There you go. He's got to look for himself.
And Valentine. You know, Kansas and North Carolina are virtual locks for ones, and Virginia seems like it would be on the one line. Villanova probably got knocked off. The one to a 2 with its loss to Seton Hall last night.
How about that?
And then Oregon, a lot of people haven't paid attention to them until late. Here's Hammonds working hard, and he gets the basket and one.
Well, you let him settle in there.
He is too good. Superior footwork down there on the block, Coach. But I love how he just takes his time, reads the defense. Nice little up and under, didn't walk. Was able to draw the foul.
And you know the key, the deployment, nobody on that side, so you couldn't get down and rake, as I say. Izzo says dig. But terrific understanding, giving him room to work his wonder.
Second foul on Deontay Davis.
I'll tell you what, Michigan State trying to play Purdue straight up in the post. Should be interesting if they make adjustments if Hammonds gets going.
Right. I think they'll stay that way, though. They love to help from the top. Nice dive.
And to Costello.
Make that.
Boy, they missed a lot at the rim. Costello will get the ire of Izzo.
Swanigan. Good shot.
Tough shot. Wallman in there. Bang.
Oh,
What a screen by Costello.
Knocked down Thompson. No call. The other end, Costello lays it in.
And how about him with the ball fake? Stop picking on the little guy, man.
He's not the same player as a year ago, is he?
Oh,
he stepped up.
He has developed his offensive game. Great competitor. Look at him here doing a better job on Hammonds.
Thought that stretch when Valentine was hurt. He was able to step his game up and play better. Swanigan, ill-advised, second three-point shot. Got to get the ball inside.
That's what you want if you're Michigan State. You'd rather him out there not banging deep. That was pass not for Costello.
Wallman called for the foul.
And right here, Coach, this is Hammond's fault. You have to speak to P.J. Thompson, your guard. Let him know the screen is coming. Can't leave him out there like that. Led to an easy basket for Costello.
Rick Mahorn's in the house. That was one of his screens.
Yes,
You
it
lost
was.
a couple of teeth, I think, trying to get around his
I
picks.
sure did.
Oh, my God. Wes Unseld, the old days, I remember those picks. He got up, call him out.
Edwards. That's Costello getting to the right spot.
A little hold inside as Wallman and Costello made their moves. Wallman's a great story, Jim. Maybe 10 or 11 medical schools accepting him. Incredible.
Out of Wyoming.
Yeah.
Comes to Michigan State, not on a basketball scholarship, on an academic scholarship. That foul was on Hammonds. His first.
Good help by Haas. Nice.
Tell you what, they're following the scouting report.
Yeah, they are.
Giving Forbes any life.
Look at this defense. 3 seconds by Lee.
Harris put up the shot, short. Purdue.
Well, both these coaches do a great job on the defensive end. Look at the help from the top.
Nice. The big kid from Alabama. How many teams can bring in this kind of talent at 7'2" off the bench?
Boy, that is one of the old NBA front lines. They don't have them anymore, but
right. Harris. And Klein is there for the Boilermakers.
you can shoot it. You got to be careful.
Edwards smash into the hole. On the floor, Haas.
Look at this kid. Costello.
This is where Michigan State has to thrive in transition.
Ooh, Haas may have had the ball, too. Pretty good defensive battle thus far.
In this game, you see the Boilermakers have not hit a shot from 3. Boilermakers have won the battle of the bench 31 of 33 games this year, but Spartans with 7 off the line right now. Let's get a little wrapped on round ball.
Oh, the old three-piece are coming back. But once he gets a little touch in here, he's in trouble. But if you can move him out, extricate, you get some help from the top. Also, weak side, force a shot, you get the opportunity to go the other way.
But if there's no help, Hammonds is too good, too strong, and too talented to go one-on-one. He finishes down low against Costello.
I thought it was Raft on round ball. How did you get in there?
Oh, I just had to get. I let the three-piece suit go.
It should be Grant on round ball.
You would not lie to your buddies. Is that suit still in the closet?
Occasionally I bring it out, but usually New Year's I wear that thing.
The second foul on Haas. It's Harris. And a reminder, tomorrow on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, don't miss John Oliver, plus Jordan Spieth. And it's tomorrow, then Tuesday, Steve Martin joins Stephen, only CBS.
Yeah, free throw and loose balls are really going to be big in this game. This is a bone-jarring defensive battle. Anything loose can provide some separation.
I just love the multiple sets that they have Purdue to get the ball inside.
And what a nice counter defensively, though. Really stood up, Hammonds.
Thompson create something here. Takes the shot instead. Nice rebound. Look at Ellis.
How about that?
In between Edwards and Hammonds.
Hammonds dove to the rim and a grab. Wallaman didn't want to let him go, got away with it.
And right now, Izzo trying to buy time with Valentine on the bench.
Perez short with the shot.
He felt that he was tired.
And let's get a report on the Spartans from Tracy.
Well, Jim, Tom Izzo said in that last huddle a lot about ball movement, but he also spent some time alone with his senior leader, Denzel Valentine, and then he turned to the team and he said, if our best players don't play, we're in trouble. Jim?
Tom Izzo.
Laying it out there, huh?
Trying to get his big performance.
He's afraid of hurting these kids verbally.
Swanigan.
Again, force a tough shot to his offhand. Look at Shelley.
There we go. How about that?
Well, they've got to get that going. You got to run these big guys.